What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Happy High Stim Sunday to all of my Stim Junkies, nay, to all of my High Stim pre-workout enthusiasts. Guys, this is 2024. I got to try to keep it a little bit PC here on the channel. I'm just kidding, of course, guys. What's going on, everybody? Hope you had an amazing High Stim Saturday. And of course, we're going to keep the ball rolling today. High Stim Sunday. We don't take breaks from the High Stim weekends, guys. And today, speaking of High Stims, boy, do I have a crazy hitter from my beloved community. I had the pleasure and fortune to receive this bad boy directly from my good friends over at Neutral Cartel, courtesy of Vices and Vibes and Garage Gym Homie. And this here is actually the latest Garage Gym Homie collaboration pre-workout. And what I have here, what I'm holding here in my hands, guys, is the all new Tweak pre-workout from Vices and Vibes. And yes, guys, the man himself, Garage Gym Homie, is right here, looking buff and shredded as always. I aspire to get that shredded one of these days. I'm working on it, guys. One step at a time. We are all a work in progress. But this here, guys, this probably went through a lot of different progresses and trials until they got the formula just right. This is a stack, crazy label, and boy, does it deliver. We're going to go through this label, guys, and I'll tell you exactly what I think. Before we get to the label, though, we do have to talk about the flavor. This does come in two flavors. We have the white gummy or gummy bear flavor, and then this one here is the rainbow sherbet. I'm happy they sent this one my way. I'm not a big fan of white gummy bear flavor, personally speaking. Kind of gives me a bit of a gag reflex, so I can't speak to the flavor of that particular one. But this here, the rainbow sherbet, surprisingly solid. It essentially tastes like any rainbow candy flavor that you have had in the past, but there's a little bit less of that synthetic back-end bitterness that does come with those types of flavors. You know, if you're getting a Dark Labs rainbow candy flavor or whatever, usually there's a really big back end there. But this one here, surprisingly, goes down easily. You're still going to taste a little bit of something. There is a lot of stuff in here. We're going to go through it all in just one moment. But flavor, very solid. Probably give it like a 7, 7.5 out of 10 if I had to rank it. But I normally don't rank flavors. All right, guys, so serving size is 2 scoops, which does come in at 10.8 grams, and you're getting 20 servings. So theoretically, if you guys want, if you're afraid, if you're super sensitive to Alpha-Yo, but you're still excited to try out the new GGH pre-workout, then technically you could take it at 1 scoop, but this isn't a 40-20. They're telling you straight up 20 servings, 2 scoops, 10.8 grams. Let's get to it. We start off with L-tyrosine for focus at 5,000 milligrams, so big hefty dose. I know that GGH is a big fan of that L-tyrosine. He does have it in his other Maniaco pre-workout as well as the Maniaco pump. It's a really good focus ingredient and one that I really, really enjoy. And then we do have Alpha GBC, 50% yield coming in at 1,000 milligrams. So nice hefty dose. So it is going to come out to 500 milligrams, obviously, because you're getting 50% yield, but that is going to help with the mood, the cognition, and really zone you in on the workout. You got the trademark, the Raya Puro, which is N-phentyl-dimethylamine citrate, also known as the Raya for you science geeks, coming in at a whopping 500 milligrams, really well sourced, really good trademark version. They do use it in their snack pre-workout as well. We got theobromine, 500 milligrams for additional smooth, clean stimulation. And then we have caffeine anhydrous coming in at 350 milligrams. I like that, guys. I like that. They're not blowing your head up with caffeine, giving you 450, 500 milligrams of caffeine. They're pulling away the caffeine a little bit. 350 is still a very respectable dose, and that is going to let the other stimulants shine. So in theory, this is really, really good because the rest of this label is about to get crazy. Halostastin, 150 milligrams, the little cousin to ephedrine, if you will. Very similar, speedy kind of effect that provides. And I do know that Vices and Vibes are big fans of halostastin, and it is really well sourced. Really good stuff there. Synephrine HCl for the sweat and thermogenesis, 80 milligrams. Oh boy, guys, that's going to get you going, all right? That is going to increase your internal temperature, get you sweating, and maybe have a little bit more side effects than you may think. But we're going to talk about that, guys, in the effects section, which is coming right up. Huperzine A, 1% yield, 40 milligrams. Pro GBB, 20 milligrams. Holy crap, guys. So this is crazy. This isn't a fat burner, but Pro GBB is actually an ingredient that's in a lot of fat burners, whether they are stim-based or non-stim, such as the Molotov from Apollo Nutrition. I do like 20 milligrams, though. I'm personally okay with GBB. I can tolerate 50, 60 milligrams. And yes, I will sweat. I will have some of those side effects, but it's not going to kill me. I know there's certain people that you give them even 30, 40 milligrams of that GBB, they're going to be sweating through their shirt for the entire day, 10 hours after the workout. So I like 20 milligrams. It is going to definitely enhance the effectiveness of all the stimulants in here, and really, especially paired with that synephrine, man, you're going to be feeling this, or you're going to be tweaking on this pre-workout here. Let me tell you guys right now. Next up, we have Vincamine, trademarked as Vincamind, coming in at 20 milligrams. That is supposed to help with blood flow and nutrient absorption, so I guess that's always good to have in there. And finally, guys, the last two ingredients, and the two most important ingredients, the ingredients that really make this a tweaked out kind of experience. First up, we got yohimbine HCl, 90% yield, coming in at 4 milligrams, so solid dose, nothing too crazy. But the second half and the final ingredient that we have in here, guys, is alpha-yo at 2.5 milligrams, which is a pretty freaking massive dose, especially for you guys that are sensitive to alpha-yo. A sweet spot for most pre-workouts would be about 1 to 1.5 milligrams. 2 is considered a high amount. This gives you 2.5, and it is really well-sourced alpha-yo. So combining that with all the other ingredients, you got yourself a massive, tweaked-out kind of label. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running the Tweak pre-workout 3 times over the past week and a half, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or someone who's really trying to get tweaked out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Okay, guys, let's talk about Tweak. You guys came here to hear the effect section. All the other stuff is fluff. This is the section that matters most. So let me tell you something about Tweak. A lot of you guys are going to be off-put by the label. You might be a little bit scared because you're seeing that yo-yo blend, 4 milligrams of yohimbine, 2.5 milligrams of alpha-yo, and you do have the Pro GBB in there at 20 milligrams. So that is going to enhance the effectiveness of that alpha-yo. So as if the dosages weren't high enough, you got the GBB really pushing it and bringing it all together. And then you got the synephrine in there at 80 milligrams. Big dose, by the way. You combine that with the halostashin, the 350 milligrams of caffeine, which for me is perfect. I'm so glad they didn't overdose the caffeine in this pre-workout. You got yourself a crazy freaking experience, guys. If I had to compare the Tweak pre-workout to 2 pre-workouts that most people watching this channel have ran in the past, then I would have to say it comes in similar to Psychotic from Insane Labs or Edge of Insanity from Psychopharma, but there are differences in how the pre-workout builds compared to those two, and the effectiveness and the long-lasting effects that come with it, because those two that I mentioned, they're going to hit you very quickly within 10-15 minutes. The caffeine and alpha-yo is going to do its thing, the beta-alanine is going to do its thing, and you're going to get hopped up for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours, depending on how much you take. And then it kind of dissipates and you're more or less going to be okay. Now, with Tweak, it's a entirely different experience. You're not going to feel this one for about 15 or 20 minutes. And when you do start feeling it, it builds very, very slowly. This here is what I like to refer to as a builder kind of pre-workout. It doesn't smack you upside the head 5 minutes in. It doesn't do that. The alpha-yo actually takes a good 30 to 35 minutes to really start coming together and do its thing. The first thing you're going to notice about 15 minutes in is the caffeine. Obviously, you're going to get a sense of alertness. You're going to feel it. Now, there's no beta-alanine in here, which was done by design. It is an intentional choice not to include beta-alanine in here because this here is meant to be a stim package to stack with other non-stim pre-workouts, and a lot of those do include beta-alanine. So this was an intentional choice by Vices and Vibes as well as Garage Gym Homie, who did formulate this product here together. And so you're not going to feel the tingles 5-10 minutes in, which you would in a lot of other comparable products, such as the 2 that I mentioned earlier. So you're not going to feel it like 5-10 minutes in, but 15 minutes in, you're going to start feeling a sense of alertness. The caffeine's going to do its thing. The thermogenesis in your body is going to build up over that time. The GBB, the synephrine's going to do its thing. The halostashin will give you that focus, and also the tyrosine. You got 5 grams of tyrosine in here. So 15 minutes in, you're going to be locked in, but it isn't until the 25 to 30, even 35 minute mark where this thing earns its name. So the first time I took Tweak, I took it on its own at the full dose. The scoop does come in a little heavy. It's a small scoop, but it comes in at about 6 grams. So definitely weigh this one out. This is a strong pre-workout. You don't want to overdo it. Serving size is 10.8 grams. Start off with the serving size. If you're going to take 2 full scoops, it's going to come out closer to 12, 12 and a half. You do not want to do that, guys. I have never overdosed this scoop. I've taken it at the recommended dose and it smacked me each and every time. I've taken this pre-workout 3 times. The first time was on its own. The second time, I paired it with pump capsules. And the third time, I actually paired it with this product here, which is the Maniaco Pump. Also from Garage Gym Homie, another collaboration he did with Dark Labs. This is a non-stim pre-workout, and I'm going to be reviewing this one really, really soon, probably at some point next week. So be on the lookout, subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll be dropping the Maniaco Pump review really soon, but those two synergize really well together. I'm going to talk about that experience soon. But first of all, let me tell you how Tweak works on its own. So again, you're going to want to take this one about 30 minutes before you start training. This isn't one that hits you right away, but when it hits you, it's going to freaking hit you. Your eyes are going to widen. And this is, again, at the 25, 30-minute mark. So take this one about 20, 25 minutes before you want to start hitting the weights. Make the calculations in your head and go to the gym. Take this one 20, 25 minutes before you even touch the weights. You're going to go to the gym, you're going to start warming up, and you're going to notice the first thing is that laser sharp focus, and the energy is going to start building and building. You're going to get a head buzz, and you're going to warm up 2, 3, 4 warm-up sets, whatever you're doing, and before you notice it, the Alpha Yo is going to completely take over, and along with the Yohimbine, with the Pro GBB and that Synephrine, you're going to be in a state of alertness, and you're going to be hopped up. This thing's pretty crazy because, like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is what I like to refer to as a builder. So at that 30-minute mark is really when it starts building, and it gradually goes up and up and up and up. And it gets to the point where you're wondering, holy crap, when is this thing going to stop building? And it doesn't. It just builds for a good 2.5 hours. And that's why I'm saying take this one about 30 minutes before you start training, because you don't want to be one of those people that takes this one 5 minutes before training and then an hour and a half later, 2 hours later, you're leaving the gym and it's still building. You don't want to be in that position. So make the calculations in your head. Take this one 30 minutes prior and then go warm up. Along with the crazy energy that comes from the Alpha Yo, you're going to notice the heart rate go up a little bit, not crazy survival mode, which is really surprising considering all the stuff that's in here. But the Alpha Yo, man, the Alpha Yo in this little tub is so well sourced, and it's going to give you that Alpha Yo kind of buzz. I've mentioned in previous videos that Alpha Yo, especially if it's a really well-sourced Alpha Yo, it has its own kind of illicit feel. It's not an illicit ingredient per se, at least not yet, but it does give you its own kind of buzz, a energetic kind of mood elevation. And this one here will provide you with that mood elevation. So I wouldn't call it a euphoria, but the mood elevation is there. The music is going to sound incredible. You might be inclined to listen to more aggressive music, whatever you guys are into. It gets you so zoned in and so hopped up, and you're going to be tweaking. You're literally going to be tweaking, because when I was training on this, I was taking minimal rests in between my sets, minimal breaks. I just wanted to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's a good feeling, man. When you're feeling strong, when you're able to load up those extra plates and you're able to hit it for extra sets, extra reps, and you're just feeling like a god in the gym. So this pre-workout here is an Alpha Yo based high stim pre-workout, meaning that if you guys are sensitive to Alpha Yohimbine, or you can only tolerate maybe 1.5 milligrams, this thing will hit you hard. And for some people, it may be a little bit too intense of an experience. Not everybody likes Alpha Yo, not everybody responds well to it. So you got to make sure that you know what you're getting yourselves into. Some people, when consuming too much Alpha Yohimbine, they can get side effects. They can get a little bit of the cold shivers. They can get a little bit of the droopy nose and excessive sweating, and you will get all those side effects. I'm telling you guys, because I took it 3 times, and all 3 times I got all those side effects. Now, it didn't detract from the workout experience. It wasn't to the point where I was shivering in the corner cold and, you know, I was drooping all over the place and I was uncomfortable. It never got to that point. There is no survival mode on this pre-workout, which is great. It might be on the cusp, but there's never that point where your heart feels like it's leaping out of your chest. It does build, but it builds very, very slowly. And then once it gets to that place, it kind of stays there. So this is a really positive experience, but again, you will be dealing with the droopy nose. You will be sweating a lot because there are thermogenic ingredients in here, guys, namely the GBB and the synephrine. So you're combining that with alpha, which already gets you super stimulated and sweaty. You're going to be sweating on this one, guys. There's no way around it. Even if the AC is cranked up to max in your gym, you will sweat on Tweak. And you combine that sweatiness with the droopy nose, then some people may be uncomfortable with that. And I can completely relate to that. Me personally, I'm trying to cut. I'm trying to sweat. I'm trying to lose body fat. So for me, this is a perfect pre-workout because this is something I could take. I can hit the weights for a good 2 hours aggressively, really push and have the heart rate up. So that way I'm also burning calories while pumping iron. And I'm sweating excessively the entire time. And to top it all off, I'm still going to have gratuitous amounts of energy. That way I can hop on the elliptical, crank up that incline resistance, and go for a good 30 to 40 minutes. So for me, this is an amazing product. But if you're somebody who's a power lifter and you're looking to break PRs or whatever, this might help you break PRs because you're going to be strong as hell on this. But this is definitely a type of pre-workout that is catered for somebody who wants to hit a lot of reps, a lot of sets quickly, minimal breaks in between. So it really isn't a product that is catered to everybody. This is a more specific niche kind of product. The previous pre-workout that GGH released, the Maniaco, was more of a feel-good kind of pre-workout that I really would recommend to anybody, even if you're not a stim junkie, because it was such a nice, happy, smooth kind of experience with just enough productive energy. But this one here, guys, this is aggressive. This is not a joke. This is a strong as heck type of pre-workout, and you're going to be hopped up on this one. And even now, it's been like 5 hours since I've taken this. I'm still pretty darn hopped up, okay? And I'm still, I still got the droopy nose. I've been running to the bathroom a lot, by the way. This will make you urinate a lot. You're going to expel a lot of liquids from your body. So this is a great kind of pre-workout for if you had a cheat meal the night before and you got that excess sodium, you ate some pizza, burgers, fries, whatever, and you want to go to the gym the next day, pump some iron, burn calories, sweat it out, and really get all those nasty liquids out of your body, then guys, look no further than the Tweak pre-workout featuring my good friend GGH. Where is he? Where's the main man? There he is, right here. Garage gym homie himself. You guys are going to be tweaking on this one. I mentioned earlier that this is a perfect product for stacking, and it is because there are no pumps in here. So you can take pump capsules with it. You could take glycerol liquid if you're really trying to get swollen big. I did try that once, and it actually worked really well. Or you can take one of these non-stim pre-workouts, which essentially has everything you need in here from the citrulline. This one has a little bit of glycerol as well. It's got the 3D pump. Once again, guys, I will be reviewing this one at some point next week, so stay tuned, guys. Subscribe to the channel. But the Tweak pre-workout, it doesn't really provide you with pumps per se, but obviously if you're training the right way, if you know how to activate the pumps as a bodybuilder, then you're going to get pumped regardless, guys. It doesn't matter. But if you're really trying to take your pump game to the next level and you want to complete the package, then you can definitely stack your favorite pump-based product on this. Like I said, glycerol liquid, pump capsules, citrulline-based pump formula, whatever you want, guys. This is a great product to stack. It is meant to be stacked. And the beautiful thing is a lot of these non-stim pre-workouts, these really loaded ones like Extremis Cartel Sicario or Bare Knuckle from Apollo Nutrition, a lot of these non-stim pre-workouts have beta-alanine in there, which is again why this one here was formulated without the beta-alanine. So they really put a lot of thought into this one, guys. It was really intelligently formulated and for a specific reason. Overall, High Stim Ace really, really loves this pre-workout. This is perfect for me. And again, you guys got to make your calculations. If you want something that's going to have you hopped up for a good couple of hours, give you a good burst of energy, and have you sweating in the gym and have you training hard and really put you in a good mood with, minimal side effects, a little bit of the droopy nose, a little bit of the excessive sweating, then this right here is a great product for you. I can't say enough good things about this one. If you guys are looking to tweak in the gym, then Tweak is definitely the pre-workout for you. You can pick up the Tweak pre-workout over at NutriCartel.com, and you can use my discount code ACE15 to save 15% off your entire order and help support this channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it beneficial. I know I went a little bit long, but there was a lot to be said for this one, and I wanted to make sure that I objectively covered all the bases. Guys, get yourself some tweak, and I will see you in the gym while you're tweaking on this crazy hitter. I hope you guys have an amazing week up ahead. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at High Stim Ace and subscribe to the channel to get the latest and hottest objective reviews here on YouTube. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody, and have a great week up ahead. High Stim Ace, signing off.